Alright, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dreads. I'm back just to talk a little bit about Justice League and the DCEU as a whole. Just where I feel like they went wrong because the Justice League was a big letdown. I think for us that enjoyed the movie, because I did enjoy it, there were aspects that I liked, but overall, I think that they missed the ball, missed the mark, and I think that it started all the way back with Batman versus Superman. Batman vs. Superman was supposed to be the movie that we were waiting for, since we were kids. I really was looking forward to that movie and seeing that Dark Knight comic just brought to life on the screen. And I really wanted to see a good back and forth with Batman and Superman. The reasoning why they were fighting could have been just about anything to me. I really wasn't going to hang too much weight on it. I just really wanted to see them go at it a couple times. Now, just hear me out here. I think that in the movie, when Batman and Superman first meet at the Batmobile, when Batman slams into Superman with a car, I think in that scene, right when Superman ripped the doors off the Batmobile, right there, you could have had some sort of shocking mechanism or, I don't know, a blast or something that hits him back, because you shouldn't be able to just snatch the doors off the Batmobile and nothing happens to you. So I got a problem with that right there. Now, in that scene, after Superman snatches the doors off the Batmobile and something shocks him, knocks him back, he grabs Batman, throws Batman against the car, kind of what you see in Justice League. It doesn't kill him, it just hurts him a little bit. Maybe Batman has something on his belt. He throws at Superman. Just a little go back and forth right there in that first meeting. And I think the way that you could end that scene is having Superman grab Batman, fly him straight up into the sky a couple thousand feet, and just tell him, consider this mercy, me not, taking you to the atmosphere or me not smashing you into the cement. I'm just going to drop you. So you have that scene. Superman snatches the doors off the Batmobile. He gets shocked back. He runs, grabs Batman, throws him up against a wall or a car. Batman responds with something off the belt. Superman grabs Batman, flies him up to the sky, says something to him right quick, ends it with consider this mercy, drops him. Batman glides down, lands on a rooftop somewhere, and him and Superman, exchange like a stare with Batman on top of the roof and Superman flying in the sky. And that's how you end their first meeting. I think that was a problem with Batman versus Superman, was that we didn't have that. If you compare it to Captain America Civil War, Bucky Barnes and Captain America went at it at least 2 or 3 times. I really felt like we had a good, I don't want to say rivalry or whatever you want to call it, in that Captain America Civil War. If they would have brought that same aspect to Batman v Superman, it would have made it a complete better movie. Now, let's say after the first meeting, Batman goes back to the Batcave. He's a little bruised up. Batmobile's all battered. And he talks to Alfred, and they got to formulate a plan. They got to, you know, come up with some armor for him. So he researches every Superman case where he had a hard time maybe getting through a certain type of metal or, a certain material where he's have tougher problems with, and it's only found in certain countries. So I'm not saying that Superman can't punch through metal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there has to be some type of metal, or you could write it in a movie where, every type of material and metal in the world, Superman punches right through. But with this certain kind right here, he does punch through it, but he has a little bit more problems with this. And that's the metal that Batman chose to go get and make his armor with. And you can show him making the schematics, him and Alfred, welding the suit, making the mask, kind of the Iron Man thing from Iron Man 1, where he dips the mask into the water and brings it out, and it's all, scalding with the smoke coming off. You needed that type of scene. I understand the workout scene, that was fine, but I wanted to see Batman do some Batman things and make something cool. Show me in that scene before, when he fought Superman without the armor, that would have gave you an understanding of why he felt like he needed to go make the armor. And another way I think that Batman versus Superman sort of signaled the end for the DCEU and ruined Justice League was wasted scenes. We had a lot of characters that didn't really go nowhere, scenes that didn't really do anything far as advancing the story or the story of Batman versus Superman or the story of the DCEU and the overall trajectory of the story they were trying to tell. Lex Luthor was a waste. I said that in my other review that his character just went way too far. He should have been kind of menacing and intimidating with his brain and his wit instead of just being kind of kooky. Lois Lane and Lawrence Fishburne character, I forget that his name, but also just wasted scenes. I don't feel like the scenes they were in impacted the movie at all. Doomsday, he shouldn't even been in the movie. That should have been a tease for the Justice League movie right there. I don't feel like he should have been in the movie at all until the very end. If you wanted to tease him, he shouldn't have been in none of the trailers. It should have just been Batman fighting Superman a few times during the movie. And at the end, they make up and they see that they have a big challenge ahead, which is Doomsday. And that should have been the teaser for future movies. After that, you could have broke into Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Suicide Squad, any way you want to go. And then eventually get back to Justice League or Doomsday, because at the end of Batman versus Superman, I would have teased Doomsday appearing and then leaving with Lex Luthor. Not even fighting Batman or Superman or any of them, because it didn't even make no sense that Batman took off his armor to go fight Doomsday to begin with. That's just stupid. But I would have had Doomsday appear and leave in a plane with Lex Luthor, and then that signaling that, hey, we have a big challenge ahead. It's a good thing that we made up, and in the future we'll have to go against Doomsday. I think that little things like that, the story, not knowing where to go, ending it bad, 2.5 hours for no reason. That should have been a short movie. That signaled that Justice League was in trouble. And that's where you lost a lot of the fans. I think Wonder Woman, the numbers there were a mirage because that was just a good movie. But that didn't signal that the fans cared about the DCEU as a whole. And you've seen that with the numbers that Justice League got. I think that the Justice League movie itself was the one that should have been 2.5 hours. And we should have been talking about that next year. I think right now we should have been talking about an Aquaman solo movie. But with Justice League, the little things like not even giving us Superman in a black suit, that's a big deal. And you already had a black suit established with Zod and Man of Steel. So the black suit exists. See, little things like that, not having Batman fight Superman, not having the black suit, little things like that make your fans believe that you don't care about the story you're telling us, which is why Batman versus Superman signaled the end for the DCEU, and why it signaled that Justice League was going to be a failure, which it was. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Once again, I'm your boy Drez, and I will catch you out there in the universe.